For thousands of years, the sands of Egypt have hidden more than just monuments. They've buried secrets. Secrets of pharaohs who defied death, priests who whispered to gods, and rituals so dark they were erased from history itself. But what if I told you? The glory of ancient Egypt wasn't just built on gold. It was built on blood, betrayal, and forbidden power. Pharaohs were worshipped as gods, but one among them refused to accept even death as his equal Akhenaten. Obsessed with immortality, he abandoned the old gods and built a city dedicated to a single sun deity, Aten. When he died, his successors destroyed his name, his city, and every trace of his faith, as if purging a curse. Some historians believe Akhenaten's obsession with the sun wasn't devotion. It was desperation to escape the darkness he knew awaited him. When Howard Carter discovered the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, the world celebrated until people started dying. Obsessed with immortality, he abandoned the old gods and built a city dedicated to a single sun deity, Aten. When he died, his successors destroyed his name, his city, and every trace of his faith, as if purging a curse. Some historians believe Akhenaten's obsession with the sun wasn't devotion. It was desperation to escape the darkness he knew awaited him. When Howard Carter discovered the tomb of Tutankhamun in 1922, the world celebrated until people started dying. Reporters called it the Pharaoh's curse. Within months, several members of Carter's team fell mysteriously ill or died suddenly. Coincidence? Maybe. But ancient scrolls warned, death shall come on swift wings to those who disturb the peace of the king. Deep inside the temples, Egyptian priests guarded something more terrifying than any curse: the Book of the Dead. It wasn't a single book, but a collection of spells, chants, and rituals meant to guide the soul through the underworld. Hidden among them were forbidden incantations, one said to control spirits, summon gods, and even resurrect the dead. Only the high priests of Anubis dared to read them aloud, and many were never seen again. You've heard of mummification. But what you don't know is how horrifyingly real it was. The process wasn't just about preserving bodies, it was about trapping the soul. Organs were placed in jars guarded by gods. The heart was weighed against a feather, and sometimes people were buried alive to serve their king in the afterlife. This wasn't religion, it was fear disguised as faith. Long before the pyramids, Egyptians feared something older: the god of chaos, Apep, a colossal serpent who devoured the sun each night. To stop him, priests performed nightly rituals involving snake blood, fire, and chants that echoed for miles. But some say these priests weren't stopping Apep, they were feeding him. And every eclipse, the people believed Apep rose from the underworld, swallowing the light of day. Cleopatra, a name that echoes power and tragedy. Beyond her beauty and politics, Cleopatra practiced ancient magic lost to time. Legend says she owned an amulet called the Eye of Ra, capable of bending fate. When Rome conquered Egypt, she destroyed it, fearing no man should ever hold its power again. Yet fragments of that amulet were reportedly found centuries later in the tombs of unknown queens. Every pyramid wasn't just a tomb, it was a gate. Pharaohs believed they could enter the next world with their power intact, but that required sacrifice. Servants, animals, even lovers were entombed alive beside them. To modernize, it's monstrous. But to them, it was devotion, proof that life and death were just two sides of eternity. When Christianity rose and ancient temples fell, the priests of Egypt hid something beneath the sands: a vault of forbidden relics and scrolls. They believed these items could call upon gods long forgotten or awaken something not human at all. Modern archaeologists have never found this vault, but strange electromagnetic readings near the Valley of the Kings suggest something still sleeps there. The sands of Egypt whisper stories that history books fear to tell. Of gods who demanded blood, kings who defied death, and secrets that refused to stay buried. Because Egypt was never just a civilization, it was a gateway between the living and the dead. And even now, thousands of years later, its darkness still breathes beneath the golden dunes.